Thank you. Welcome everyone to Sunday with Ola, the 7th. It's middle of June. I'm actually sort of half and half on vacation. I just came in today to be able to record a Sunday with Ola for you guys. You know, it's really rough to be on vacation, so I feel that I completely deserve another applause. Thank you. So what's on the agenda today? Well, not much actually. You know that song in the beginning? Half-assed, stupid riffs, but it's part of my riff challenge to challenge myself to write something new for every Sunday with Ola. So I just wrote that just when I arrived here before I made this video. So it's just to kind of force myself to write something. I've been having Indian today and my breath smells of garbage. Just saying. No, but these riff challenges are actually very, very good for me because it forces me to push, you know, something out there. I mean, it's not the best in the world, but you know, it's something at least. I'm just forcing myself to write music, which is something that's really hard for me. The drums for that intro music right there will be available for you to download, and you can make your own riffs to those drums. And then you can upload that, and maybe I can watch your video in the next Sunday with Ola. Holy shit, man! Okay, for today's beautiful news, John Petrucci is finally releasing a new solo album called Terminal Disease. That's at the gates. Terminal Velocity. Great, there it is. You know, it's been 15 years since he dropped his first solo album, and truth be told, I enjoyed that album. Maybe not as much as like Liquid Tension or Dream Theater, but, you know, it's just good to hear John Petrucci playing some music, you know, making up his own songs, and it's, makes me happy. But I'm still really a lot more excited about the new Liquid Tension experiment, whenever that's gonna happen. I hope it's gonna be soon. John Petrucci, Terminal Disease, Terminal Starbucks, Terminal Velociraptor, Terminal Velocity. It's dropping this fall. I'm looking forward to it. And also another piece of news, and I think it's probably the most metal piece of news for this past week, is that Lamb of God released a new album. And lo and behold, it's actually 5 years after Sturm und Drang, which was the, you know, previous album. It's also the first album including the new drummer, Art Cruz. Now, not to flex, because that's not my thing to do, man. I'm not a flexer at all. But I played a couple songs with Art Cruz on the Dime Bash at NAMM. So I'm saying there's just a slight connection there between me and Lamb of God now because of this drummer. And I have been listening to this album, and I think it's exactly what I think Lamb of God fans would want from a Lamb of God album. I mean, I wouldn't say it's anything that's surprising on the album. I mean, the songs are good, the riffs are amazing, and also, for the absolute first time, I think I'm really liking the drum sound. Lamb of God has always had sort of a special type of production happening, you know, with their E-standard guitars and really high-tuned drums. But, you know, it's been a little bit like, you know, pots and pans sounding, which is part of, you know, Lamb of God's style. But now on this new album, there's a new drum sound, and I think I really dig it. I've been listening to the album a couple of times. It's enjoyable. I like it. Does it bring something new to the table? No, it does not. But then again, I guess that's what the fans want. So this album, it's actually called Lamb of God. It's self-titled. It's more like a gift to the fans, I would say. And that's good for them. So there you go, Lamb of God. You know, a lot of YouTubers, they use YouTube to flex on shit. You know, they buy expensive cars and expensive houses and, you know, Mac Pros and shit like that. Well, I'm not like that. I don't flex too much. I just don't like flexing. It's not my thing to do. I mean, fine, occasionally I can buy a guitar or so, but flexing expensive stuff like that, it ain't my thing. Screw that, because I just bought a caravan. I bought this 87 caravan. Look at it. Beautiful. I bought it so I could have my brother's family here by the house. I just bought the caravan to place it here on my rocks. You know, the brakes were almost working. That was okay. It was a little sketchy when I was driving it over here. But you know, brakes almost working. That's good enough for me. Let's take a look at this beauty. So it has a little nice seating area over here. These cushions smell a little funky. That's okay. I don't mind funky smells. You have the latest technology when it comes to stereo. You have a cassette player right here.
I snart 20 år har Hero City erbjudit nöje för både stora och små stockholmare.
Can I find some metal? Okay. I guess there are no metal channels in Sweden anymore, but it has a cassette player. I mean, it's auto replay. You can forward and rewind system. And then we get to the living room right here, where there's more of these funky cushions right here. You know, it sort of smells like grandma somehow. That's okay. You know, I don't mind grandma. But here in the living room is where the magic happens. You can sit here with your legs up like this. Just enjoy life in the caravan. Oh shit, it's moving! If you want to have a little sexy time, you just close the doors right here. And the kids won't hear you know. But they can crawl in, because there's a small little hole here. Okay, let's crawl. Hello, I want to see you have sex. Ow! Here's the kitchen, where you can cook food. Oh. Why does it sound like that? Okay. Here it is. It's a little sink with a fly in it. I mean, it's not a complete, you know, bathroom without flies. This is basically the shower right here. So you can go in here, you pull this little curtain, and you get stuck, and then you shower like this. Hello, taking a shower. Look at my fucking bathing pants. And when you want to take shit, you take this out. What is this? It's a small little shitter. Look at that. And of course, there's some bullshit animal down there. And if you want to escape this bathroom, you just remove this gap tape and you just crawl up this small little hole right here. I don't think I will fit, but a small child would. So if you kidnap children, you should probably block off this section right here. I mean, just by taking a look of the manual, you can see this is high standard right there. It's almost in level. But absolute best part about a caravan is that you open the door and you get the nature. I mean, look at this nature. There's my house. So that's me flexing my beautiful caravan. It's a good extra guest room for my brother's family or whoever kind of wants to visit. Ola flexing shit. There it is. What a beauty. You guys are so jealous right now. All right, so right now we're gonna check out Flavio Almeida, who made his own version of my riff challenge from last week. He took my drums, made his own song. It's up on YouTube. He tagged it, and then now I found it, and now we're listening to it. So, okay, play. I definitely made something different. I like the guitar he's using. Yes. I like this. Big ass chords. Thumbs up. That's Flavio Almeida for you right there. If you want to be featured on Sunday with Ola, download the drums in the description of this video. Upload it before next week, and maybe you'll get featured in the next Sunday with Ola. Okay, great! Riff of the day! Okay, so for the riff of the day, which is an absolute bore chug fest, but I think it's a really good exercise for your right hand, you know, to pick really fast and chug really hard. So let's do that metal riff. This guitar is tuned to standard D, okay? Standard D, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, it's something like that. That was a little sloppy at the end there, but you get the idea. Okay, so slow it goes like... Pretty cool, huh? There you go, riff of the day. I just received a guitar for a Rig of the Week video, so I'm gonna unpack it today. You know, I'm lucky enough now that my YouTube channel is fairly large, so I can actually reach out to brands and they're like, hey, we've seen a video of yours, it sucked. Let us send you some bullshit that you can try out. You know, I have a couple of contacts here and there, you know. It's just how it works in the business, and I'm starting to know people, which is great. Holy shit, look at this. What the hell? Dude, this is a really nice backpack right here. Hi, I'm Ola, I'm going to school today. See ya. Need something? But anyway, I received this guitar from this brand. What does it say? Paul Weed Smith. What? What? Whoa. Shit. This is a Paul Reed Smith standard S2 standard. 24 frets. I don't know where it's made. I have to look that up. But it's part of their SE guitar line right there. I mean, look at that. Take a gander on this thing right here. Holy. That's actually a really nice finish right there. Perfectly in tune as well. So yeah, they sent me this guitar so I can use it for a Rig of the Week video. When I did my video on the Mark Tremonti guitar that I borrowed from a friend, I said in a video that I wasn't really fond of PRS necks, and PRS actually reached out to me and said like, hey, have you tried this or this or this guitar? They also recommended the Mark Holcomb guitar as well. They were really nice, you know, just reaching out like that. So now they have this happening right here, and dude, it looks pretty fucking great. It's the floating thingy there, so I need to get my floating arm. I'm floating my float face. There it is. You know, I've actually never owned a PRS guitar. I always thought they were a little bit too high-end for me, and you know, I'm not good enough of a player to play PRS. That's what I thought, at least. Like I said in that earlier video, you know, the necks aren't really my thing, but I'm really looking forward to trying this out for a video right here. I absolutely love this finish right here. It looks gorgeous. Gorgeous, I tell you. Let me read. Just like Paul Reed. Huh. He reads. You know, this past NAMM of 2020, I had a member meetup, a YouTube member meetup at the House of Blues in Anaheim. I actually got introduced to Paul Reed Smith. He doesn't know who I am. Obviously, I'm a very big fan of him as a person because he seems like a really stand-up dude. Yeah, you know, and he's built this full lifetime worth of awesomeness. I'm not too good with manuals. I don't really have the patience for manuals. Just saying. But I do have patience for tits. Just saying. Okay. Let's do a quick sound test, okay? Here it is. I mean, look at that finish. Let's play it for a little bit. You know, just a little teaser, because I'm making a Rig of the Week for this guitar. You know, it smells like fish and wildlife for some reason. I'm gonna make a full-on video using this thing in a rigid week, okay? So stay tuned for that. So an occasional thing that I usually do, like every now and then, is that, you know, I go to Reverb or eBay, which are the bigger sites for selling used stuff in the US or over the world, and I search for a dime bag. You know, I'm a big fan of dime bag. You know, I like to, you know what's out there on the used market and, you know, check the prices a little bit, because obviously, you know, I've invested in a couple of dime bag guitars. You know, I'm very, very happy to own them, but I'm just really, really interested. How much is a dime bag guitar today? Electric guitars, okay, let's check. Dean Dimebag, Dean from Hell, Carols from Hell, for 16,000 crowns. I mean, that's about 1,600 bucks. Either it's very cheap or it's very, very expensive, depending on where it's made. One of the best feeling Deans I play, actually one of the best feeling guitars I've ever played, and I played a few. I trust you, random internet guy. Compares to the feel of a $4,000 guitar easily. Okay, so it's probably not a US made, let's see. Made in China, okay. 1,600 bucks for the Dean from Hell made in China. Isn't it like, well, maybe they're not selling them anymore, but I believe they were like 700 bucks or something like that. This product is not available for purchase. Okay, so he's probably upping the price just because it's not being sold right now, but I mean, 1,600 bucks for a Chinese made guitar. That's a lot of money, just saying. I'm more interested in Washburn guitars, to be honest. It's just my thing. It's just a lot of Deans. Okay, here's that rare Roots Dimebag from the studio seller in the UK. That's a lot of money though. Dime plate. You know, I had one of these back around 2001 or something like that. I had this one and a 3ST, and I sold them. I probably sold this one for like 3 grand, and now it's like, it's 10 grand, basically. That was before Dimebag had passed, and you know, I always remember this guitar being, you know, it was more of a nuisance rather than, I mean, it's cool. It's cool, like it is. I mean, look at this. Look at this. You can probably step on it, it's probably all right. But one of the problems that they have with these is that where the plate meets the body, there's a bunch of flaking happening. You can probably see it here, actually. Well, around this top part right here, you can see some flaking happening right there. And I remember that I was just so annoyed by that, and it's just really hard to mix a metal plate like this on a guitar body without, you know, some parts of it moving. I mean, wood is moving, metal is not moving, so there's no leverage there. And yeah, I mean, it's a cool guitar. 10 grand though, holy fuck. That's it's expensive. And then we have this other, the last dime bolt from Washburn. Okay, let's check out eBay instead. eBay is a little better, maybe. I like Reverb, it's more clean, but eBay, you know, that's where all the people hang. All the cool people, at least. ESP ML Dimebag. Oh, custom shop. What? The fuck is this? What? What happened? Are you okay? The fuck is this? Oh, it's a custom shop. But why is he calling it Dimebag? ESP, holy shit. What's the story about this one? What? The fuck is this? So someone ordered this as a custom shop from ESP in Japan, but it looks nothing like an ML. Well, that's great. It looks like one of those sea stars from Sig and Sharko that I watched with my kids. Super rare Washburn Stealth Dimebag Darrell Signature Black electric guitar with hard case. Okay, I can see immediately that this is a 2ST, which is an import. It's not the 3ST, the US version. How much was it? 3 grand for an import Dimebag guitar. That's insane right there. That is insane. I had one of these 2STs, and I got one because I really regretted selling my 3ST US. So I bought a 2ST instead, and it was not good, man. It was not good. I remember it being super neck heavy, and so I just put it on the wall. It was horrible, basically. I mean, obviously I was comparing it to the US version, which is, I mean, you can't really do that, but it was still not a good guitar. I remember I tried to cover up the fret markers with some black paint, but you know, the fretboard is all brown and shit. Doesn't really look that good. That's a lot of money for an import guitar right there. A lot of Deans. Obviously Deans are more accessible because, you know, they're still kind of building Dimebag guitars. So that makes sense that you will find more. You know, it's really weird to see all these import guitars by Washburn for the same price as the Dean USA guitars that are on here. It's just a little weird. Washburn Dimebag slime guitar with signature, original case and memorabilia. Okay, so this is a guitar signed by Dimebag in '97, but it's the import guitar and it's 10 grand. What the fuck? I mean, that's cool that it's signed by Dimebag, but 10 grand? Oh, he actually has a picture when he signed the guitar. That's pretty cool when people do that to kind of collect memorabilia and, you know, show that it's authentic. I like that, but it's not 10 grand. Oh shit, I haven't talked to Chuggo in a while. Chuggo, what do you think? Would you buy an import guitar that was signed by Dimebag for 10 grand?
No, I would only buy guitars from respectable brands, you know, like Schecter, Ibanez, ESP.
You know, would you ever buy a solar guitar?
No, solar guitars suck. You should rename the brand to Loser Guitars.
All right, let's do some questions. And guys, continue to write questions in the comment section of the video. The more good questions you post there, the more I will answer, okay? So let's start. Nick Rooney, hi Ola and Luis. Ola, what's your take on the Far Beyond Driven Dean? I love that guitar, and you don't see here much about it. Was it at Dimes when you were there? The Far Beyond Driven Dean is a really, really cool, you know, was it Trans-Brazilian Burst or something like that, I think it's called. And yes, that's one of those Deans that are just really, really classic out there. And I think there's an inexpensive version. I've been hovering over that in the Tollman website a couple of times. And no, it was not at Dimebag's house when I was there. Maybe someday I can buy a guitar like that. You know what? Maybe for Christmas I can buy that guitar for myself. Just like I did with that other Dean, the Dimebag from Hell. But this is an import, it's a lot cheaper, so it's okay. You just have to buy more solar guitars. And all Englund merch, okay? That helps. That helps. Guitar Crunch, how about some tips on buying a wah-wah pedal? How about no? Huh? That's a pretty good joke.
Loser Guitars. Loser Guitars. Loser Guitars.
Benj Dude, hi Ola, what's your one trade secrets for good long hair management? We all have a few. What's yours, my friend? It seems like a lot of people think that I have, you know, some magic hair or, you know, a magic treatment on how to keep my hair as luscious, as beautiful as it is. I mean, look at this. Look at this right here. Look at this. You know, it's not, it's just hair, man. I just let it grow. You know, I wash my hair twice every week or something like that. Okay. I'm gonna be honest, you know, because I've been losing more and more hair lately, I have Googled how to not lose more hair. And the tips that I saw for not losing hair is obviously diet. That's like number one. What you put in yourself will definitely matter. If you eat vegetables and, you know, nutrition and good shit like that, you're gonna have better hair, okay? And second thing is that when you wash your hair, you should wash it with cold water and not hot water. Because when you use hot water, you open up the pores and that just makes it easier for the hair to fall off, okay? I can't believe I'm talking about this on my video. Shit! Anyways, sidetracked. Number 3 is that you don't put up your hair in a ponytail. You don't pull it like this and have it set up like this, because that's not good. Don't do that. Let it out, man. Let it flow. And that's basically the things that I think about with my long hair. I feel a little dirty now when I've been talking about this. Chuggo, how do you maintain your hair?
I wash my hair with your tears, motherfucker.
Well, that's good for you. Guys, thank you so much. That was it for this Sunday with Ola. Hope you had a good time. Please put a thumbs up if you haven't. And yeah, hope you have a really, really good Sunday. And see you tomorrow, because I probably have a video tomorrow. So see ya. Thank you. Bye.